back for our next live. I've been doing them later. It seems like people are more available later. So, did I ever tell you guys about Tom? So, Tom was an engineer, self proclaimed nerd. And I'm telling you, like, he could probably research anything for a couple of weeks and come out just like spitting out all the facts, right? But before I get into Tom, let me just ask you this. And you could just say yes or no. Would having residual cash coming to you every single month like clockwork, would that be a benefit to you or would that be a deficit to you? And tell me why. Tell me why. Okay, so most of you guys said that it's a benefit, and I'm going to have to agree with you on that. I see so many people who I coach, they are depending on a job. And with AI taking over everything, I don't think any of us have the luxury of just relying on our job for income. That's a single point of failure. That means if you lose your job, like no more money is coming in that month. Like that's crazy to me. Like you're living on the edge, baby. You are a risk taker. Kudos to you, but I cannot live like that. So let me tell you guys about Tom real quick. That's not his real name, but I know he's probably watching my stuff. So Tom was an engineer. He was the type of guy who could like research anything and know everything about it. And so he started researching real estate investing and he wanted to invest for cash flow. So we had this conversation over and over and over. Tom is one of those careful people. Like he wanted to meet with me like 20 times before he would make a decision to, move forward with coaching. And long story short, he had great credit, made good money. And so he wanted to buy some properties actually here in Texas, in Houston, actually. And his goal was to cash flow. Now, if you watch any of my stuff, I always tell people you have to pick the market that matches what you want. So if you say you want cash flow when you invest in a rental property, you have to go to a market that supports cash flow. Okay, most of Houston does not support cash flow. Houston is a good appreciation market, where you buy and you hold. But in terms of hoping for cash flow, I mean, this is not the market for that. But he knew everything. He researched everything on YouTube, and he knew better than me. And hey, as his coach, I can't make him do anything, but I definitely can support him in helping reach his goal, which I did. So he went ahead and got his rental properties here. He bought 2 of them. All right, good. And they were cash flowing. The first year, they were doing really, really well. He bought in a neighborhood that was transitioning, so he was able to buy the properties pretty inexpensively. Then he was still able to get higher rents because the neighborhood was transitioning, so a different type of demographic was moving in where he could charge more rent. This is where Tom made the mistake. This is why you gotta listen to people who've done this before. If you live in Houston, you already know what I'm about to say. What do we pay a lot of? We don't have state tax, so what do we have? Crazy property taxes, okay? We have high property taxes, and guess what else we have here in Houston? HOA, right? We have high HOA fees, especially if you're moving into like a newer development. Even some older ones have it. And then what happened a couple years ago, guys? Insurance shot up. So Tom, Mr. Know-It-All, who researched everything on YouTube, so he knew better than me, proved to me that he was going to buy some houses in Houston and he was going to make them cash flow. And he did good that first year until that HOA bill hit and until the taxes went up, because when you buy in a transitional, hey Ty, so when you buy in a transitional neighborhood, yeah, the taxes are still cheap because most of the properties there are still inexpensive. But as these new developments are being built, the property taxes go up. Okay? And then we saw the insurance go crazy these last couple of years. So he went from, yeah, I told you I could make it cash flow, to now he has to pay every single month. So in addition to having that renter in there, now he has to pay money to the mortgage company just to cover the mortgage. He's walking away with absolutely nothing. So of course, I had to come in and save him. Come on back, Tom. Now this time you'll listen to me. Okay, I know the market looks good, but if you're not doing this and in it, you don't think about things like taxes going up, insurance going up, HOA, the neighborhood's changing. So of course things are going to increase in price. I think about these things because it's my job to. So we brought good old Tom to where I like to invest. Y'all know I love the Midwest. Love the Midwest. That is where you go to cash flow. Okay, in the Midwest, you can still buy a house $50,000 to $70,000. Look it up. If I know you don't believe me, people never do if you're not from there, if you don't invest there. Look it up. Okay, test me, check me. You can still buy a nice house for $50,000 to $70,000, and they are not dilapidated. And I'm not a realtor, so I'm not trying to sell you a house. They're not dilapidated or falling down. They're ready for people to move into them, and the cash flow is high. And what I like about the Midwest, especially in our, hey Jay, hey Frank, especially in where I invest. Hey Rachel, El Rachel, I hope I'm saying that right. But then the place where I invest, it's older. You know, if you ever been up north and you go into, or the Midwest and you go into our metros, there's no new developments. The city is the city is the city. So you don't have to worry about developers coming in and making the, taxes go up or things like that. It's stable. Okay, we don't have hurricanes and crazy stuff up there. So our insurance is stable. We don't have HOA, so it's stable. So that's what I mean when I say pick a market that's good for cash flow. It's not just about how much rent you can make. There is so much more that goes into your monthly payments than just rent. That's You cannot make the market do what you want it to do. So that's Tom's story. I hate to put him out there like that, but it was fresh on my mind. I'm going to be speaking at Post Oak Title here in Houston on Thursday. So I was like getting my little, tell little stories and stuff. And I was using Tom's story and I was like, let me come on live and just help some people. So long story short, same thing I always preach. You cannot make your market do what you want it to do just because you want it to do it. Okay, you have to follow the trends, and whatever the market says is doing in that area, that is what it's going to continue to do. If we could make a market do what we wanted it to do, we'd all be billionaires. Like we'd be killing it right now, right? So you really have to think about, why am I investing in real estate? How many of y'all are just investing in real estate because you want to be able to walk into a room and say, oh, I'm an investor? Or how many of y'all are really investing in real estate because you really do want to have cash flow? You want the residual income. Okay, and if you really want to be doing this the right way, you need to be in the right market. Or you can be like Tom. Tom knew everything, right? He saw it on YouTube. He read it in some article or book. He got it all figured out. Yeah, but the book can't tell you about your specific area, HOA, taxes, insurance. Okay, so it's like, Tom, I didn't mind coming to clean his mess, but I had to ask him, and I'm asking y'all too. Do you think it's smarter to get help and support before you invest or after you invest? Is it smarter to get help and guidance before you invest or after you invest? And unfortunately, Tom had to learn the hard way. You should do it before. He also had to learn the hard way about the power of coaching. People think coaches, like we give you these hacks and things like that. It's not that. You know what coaches do? We collapse time. So that lesson Tom had to learn that took a whole year and all the stuff that he had to figure out, the thing that a coach does is we just collapse the time. I can tell you that in 5 seconds because I've been doing it for 10 years versus you being on YouTube University for 5 years and then you try it out and then it didn't work. How many of y'all think you should have your entire financial future based on some random stranger on YouTube? You think that's the best way? We're just gonna bid our whole financial future for our kids and our wife and our husbands. We're just gonna bank it all on some random YouTube person. Okay, good luck with that. I have a friend who says we always need to have a neck to ring. Okay, that's the good thing too about having a coach. You need to be able to have somebody and say, you said you were and you weren't and you didn't do it. All right, I have about a minute left on this live, but I'm so glad that you guys hopped on and spent some time with me today. But listen, do not be a Tom, okay? So if you think somebody walking you through markets, walking you through the real investment expenses that people don't think about and introducing you to a market that actually works, that cash flows over and over and over. And if you think being exposed to that just for about 6 to 12 months, if you think that you're going to leave a community like that better, knowing more, being able to invest more confidently, then I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to talk to you and see how we can help you out there. But just don't be Tom, okay? Get a coach before you start. It's not even worth all the stuff that you're going to lose. And yes, he still kept those properties, if you're wondering. I did not ask him to sell them because I let him know, because Tom was in engineering and, he was all about numbers. I let him know, hey, there is an appreciation move to this. You can hold those houses, and the assets that we have you buying in the Midwest with the high cash flow, that cash flow can actually cover your assets that are mortgaged or leveraged with loans. And that way you're not coming out of pocket, and you have another asset that's actually covering it, and you will get the appreciation from those properties, just not right now. So you can have your high cash flow properties in the Midwest, put some money in your pockets, help you cover the loans that you have for these other properties. And the other properties that you have in Houston, just hold on to them. They will appreciate eventually, but I don't know what he would have done if he didn't find another way or didn't get another asset. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow on live. I'm going to try to do it at the same time. And again, if you want to have a conversation with me, love to talk to you. My link is in not the description for the video. You're just going to have to click on my little picture over there, and then it should have a link if you want to have a conversation or hop on one of our calls. All right, bye guys. Have a good night.